Today, I'm pouring a blind flight of this bottle for my husband to see if he can guess what's in this glass. He doesn't know. I walked around our house and picked it at random. He has no idea. Let's see if we can stump him. I'm not very good at this. Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and let's get into...
Guess that glass.
All right.
You need to...
Sorry. I hear it in my head.
In your head, you hear it.
I know,
You're like,
I know.
Guess that glass.
I know. I think our Patreon community helped us put that together, so
yeah.
It has a special place in my heart, as does our Patreon community. We'll talk about that more later.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
We're drinking.
Sounds like we're doing more than that if it's called Guess That Glass.
Well, you're going to have to guess what we're drinking.
Okay. All right. So what am I guessing? I'm guessing a few things.
Yeah. And I have gone around the house. We have whiskey scattered all throughout our home. And I have gone to various places in our home and chosen a bottle at random to try to see. So you're guessing. What are you guessing?
I'm guessing type, proof, age, if it's finished or not, and giving a distillery or bottle guess.
Okay. And we're going to try to stump him. The last 2 times we've done this, we have not stumped him, and so therefore I'm losing. We are losing. The collective we are.
Oh,
losing.
now it's them against me too?
It's all of us against you.
Oh, wow.
So we need a win, guys. We need a win.
I mean, I feel like a villain now or something. Like everybody's against me. All right. Well, let's use our context clues here.
Okay.
By the way, if you're new here, Erin is a social sipper. Whatever bottle she pulled, she probably maybe doesn't know very much about.
I've heard of the company before, the brand, but I don't know anything about what's in the bottle.
I'm more of a whiskey enthusiast. That's why this is a one-way street where she's trying to stump me to see if she can pull something random that might trip me up. I will say this looks very light in color. I mean, we've got whiskeys from around the world in this home. We have probably over 400 bottles now. So my likelihood of getting this is very low, even though I have kind of nailed it the last 2 times. So let's go ahead and get into this with this light straw looking color.
Okay.
Indicates to me probably American whiskey in the bourbon or rye sector.
Oh, yeah?
Smells like a rye to me, just immediately.
Uh-huh.
But now I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think I know, but I didn't look
it could be
at the bottle.
It could be a slightly crafty bourbon. It smells, whatever it is, it smells to be on the younger side.
Okay. Why? Like, what gives that impression?
Well, I'm not getting a lot of oak or woody notes.
Okay.
And I'm getting a little bit of a grainy type of note in there as well. It seems to be, to me, like a corn sweetness, but there's also a little funk. So corn sweetness indicates bourbon for me. A little bit of funk can indicate rye or craft bourbon. Yeah. The more I smell this, the more I'm thinking bourbon, and I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. So
Final
actually,
answer?
you know what? I should taste it first.
Okay, yeah, let's taste it.
What am I doing? I'm getting way ahead of myself. I mean, on the nose, I would say that this is like a mid 90 proof bourbon that's about 5 to 6 years old.
Okay.
Not finished, potentially craft distillery. Let's get it on the palate.
Kind of tastes like tea.
Man. Yeah. I'll say right off the bat, kind of like this. It has a little bit of like an effervescent note on it.
Yeah.
It's almost, in a weird way, it's almost a little lemon limey, citrusy.
I can see that.
With like a little orange, which kind of points me towards Wild Turkey, which has a funk on it. Or it points me toward like a rye, could potentially a craft rye.
This is pleasant.
Okay.
I think I like the taste better than the nose.
You have done a good job on this one.
I hope I stumped you.
Because
I really tried.
What you've got here is a shapeshifter. Because if I try it once, it seems like one thing, I go back to it again, it seems like something else.
Sweet. We might win today, guys.
Don't count on it.
Fingers crossed. So I have a question though about these points.
Yeah.
Do you get points per answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happens if you get like one thing right? Do you don't win?
Yeah. I mean, we have 5 categories here for me to choose from. And if I get the points, I get the points. If I don't, you get the points.
I get the points. Okay.
Yeah,
Or we get the points.
And whoever has the most points at the end wins.
Okay.
So last time I nailed it. And the time before that, I pretty much nailed it. I just didn't call the bottle on the first episode.
Yeah.
This is our 3rd episode of this. Seems to be well received in the comments. All right, I'm really stumped on this one because I don't know if it's a bourbon or a rye, which makes it very difficult. And I'm spending way too much time trying to figure that part out.
Why don't you think about the other things and then come back to that? You don't have to guess that one first. Ooh, it kind of smells like birthday cake for a second. Weird.
So that sip I took right there, I'm paying attention to the sensation on my palate. And when I do that, what I get is I get a little bit of a spice sensation on the back of the palate.
Yeah, I get that too.
So, and I don't really get that when I'm just sipping it casually to enjoy it, but I do get that when I really stop and focus on it. Wow, the finish on this thing is going. All right, I'm going to say, oh man, I think this might be a high rye bourbon, but I want, my heart of hearts wants to say rye.
I think you need to go with your gut. Just do what you think.
All right, I am going to call this a rye because of the sensation on the back of the palate, the spice I'm getting.
There's a tingliness.
Probably a high rye bourbon. Proof and the finish, it's finishing like 105 proof, but I don't think it hits the palate with that kind of punch. I'm going to shoot the middle and say 98 proof.
Okay.
And I've got a 5-point leeway on either side.
Again, I forgot to look at proof.
So
honestly, it's probably better because then I don't want my face to give anything away because I do not have a good poker face.
Exactly. So that covers me up to 103 or down to, I don't know, 8 minus 5 is difficult. 93 proof. Age, I'm going to call this, I've got 2 years here. I think it's a 5-ish year. So
I feel like the age thing, having 2 years, that gives you a lot of leeway to get points.
Not really.
Yes, huh?
In blinds, I've often missed things by 10 years or more.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's difficult. The tasting blind and guessing things is difficult. I'm going to say 5 years.
Okay.
So that covers me down to 3 and up to 7, which is a kind of a wide gap. But as things get older, 2 years is very difficult to hit. Definitely doesn't taste finished to me. Watch it be finished. That's the only thing I'm sure of. And it's going to bother me if that's the one thing I'm wrong on.
I don't know if you're right because again, I wasn't like super paying attention to the details of the bottle. But if you win to get it today, I'm gonna be really mad, and I'm gonna call BS on something because we have a lot of the same type of stuff in our house. So
explain to the people what you mean.
Like
when you
a lot
that.
of the same like brands. Is that fair to say?
I mean, we do have. Why don't you tell the people what we have?
Okay, as you finalize your answers, we like.
Can I have yours?
No.
I'm running low.
Oh, okay. We have kind of honed in our palates and we know what we like, so we don't buy random things as much anymore just to try. So we have a lot of things that are in the same family, or like cousins. So a lot of, I don't know like specific brands, but like when I was looking for whiskey, we had a lot of stuff grouped together. Like for example, we have a ton of Hard Truth products. We have a ton of Wild Turkey products. We have a ton of Jack Daniel's special releases. So it's like, if I'm trying to find things that he might not guess, I'm like, well, we have all of like a lot of the same type of things.
And we have a ton of Nashville Barrel Company. We have a ton of our barrel picks, which if you want our barrel picks, you can get those through our Patreon community, which also for as little as $3 a month helps support the channel, get you plugged into our Discord where people help people find things. We've gotten a lot of our bottles through people on Discord. I hardly ever have to go to the store anymore because people are helping people out on Discord all the time.
Yeah.
We do bonus content, all kinds of stuff over on Patreon. And it's a great way to support the channel as well for just a few bucks. But we do all kinds of stuff. You can come with us on barrel picks at some of the upper tiers. We do virtual tastings, all kinds of fun stuff.
Okay, so where are you at? I need to cut you off because you'll think about this for all day.
Yeah, I'm going to change this to bourbon.
Okay.
After tasting it a little bit more. The only reason I wanted to go rye was because of the sensation on the back of the palate. But the flavor profile is telling me bourbon. But I almost want to hedge here, but I'm not gonna play the hedge game. I'm gonna go all in.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess, I don't know, 13th Colony bourbon. Just their standard shelfer product. I think it's like 94 proof. I don't think that's what it is. I think I'm very wrong on that. I can't think of anything else it would be other than like a Nashville Barrel Company small batch rye that we bought years ago at a store in Illinois on the way to your parents' house for something or another as part of a bundle to get Weller 12. I don't know what else it could be, but I'm just going to call it 13th Colony bourbon.
Okay. So your final, you're guessing bourbon.
It's on the screen for them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bourbon, 98 proof, 5 years. Finished, not finished. Finished or not, no. That's the way to say that. So that it's not confusing. And I'm just going to call it 13th Colonies. They call it their Southern Bourbon. So,
Okay.
All right. What am I drinking? What are we drinking? Do you like this?
Yeah, I do.
I think this is, I enjoy this.
Yeah. There is an effervescence and like a brightness to it that I probably wouldn't want all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be something I would reach for frequently, but I am enjoying what I'm drinking.
Yeah. It's sweet. It has a sweet and spice thing going on. Like you get the sweet on the front of the palate, you get the spice on the end. The finish sticks around for quite a while. I think it belies its proof point on spice. I'm probably way off on proof, so that's okay. I don't know if it's a bourbon or a rye. It's just a good general, like, I wouldn't call this a crazy expensive whiskey, personally speaking, but it's got enough interest to it where I really enjoy it. And I could drink this pretty much any time, unless I was wanting something like incredibly complex and high proof and all that stuff. What are we drinking?
We are drinking
Pursuit
United.
That's a great...
blended... Oh, it is a bourbon.
Okay, I was way off on proof.
Oh, it's 108 proof.
I was way off on proof. It is a bourbon. Hang on.
Okay, so Pursuit United. I showed them this bottle earlier, but I don't know if it focused.
Yeah. You gotta cover your face. Okay, you gotta cover
it's the
your
wrong
face.
Way.
No, you hide your face.
I did it. They can see it.
Okay.
They can see it.
So which batch is this?
I don't know.
How
do I know? Batch
11
CD.
Okay, so I was correct on bourbon. I was way off on proof.
So it's 108 proof.
That's 10 proof points off, so you get that point. Yes. Age, I put 5 years. It's not age stated. It's probably in that 6 to 8 year youngest range, probably 6 to 7 years. So I probably did get it, but that's going to be a wash because we don't know. Finished, I did get.
It's not finished, yeah.
Correct, it is not finished. And then obviously it's not 13th Colony. I knew it wasn't that because it tasted higher proof than that. And it tasted better than that to me, but I didn't know what could fit that profile of being a bourbon, but having that level of spice as well, and then having it be the sort of thing that balances those two things so well because it's blended by Kenny and Ryan from the Bourbon Pursuit podcast. Man, that's really good.
So you got 2 right and 2 wrong.
So the distillery and bottle is kind of a bonus point. But I forgot the exact rules we decided here, but I mean, just guessing a bottle or distillery. So, I mean, we could just call this week a wash because I didn't get the distillery or the bottle.
But if the distillery is a bonus, then you got...
I got 2 right. And the age is the wash.
I feel like these questions are too easy. You're getting too many right.
What do you... Just because I'm good doesn't mean I'm not getting too many right.
Yes, it does.
No.
Absolutely.
That's like that would be like you in school saying like other students complaining because you were getting too many questions right. Maybe you're just good.
But I feel like I'm at an unfair advantage because we have a lot of similar whiskeys.
No.
Like
you did good with this one. I literally missed the proof. If I would have said rye, I would have lost this week.
Honestly, we had more Pursuit in our house than I knew.
We have a lot of Pursuit. I like Pursuit a lot.
We have a lot of Pursuit United in our house.
So this is 11 CD. They may be out with a new bourbon batch, but this is a blend of Kentucky, Tennessee, and New York.
Oh, interesting.
So the Kentucky bourbon is from Bardstown Bourbon Company, contract distilled for Pursuit. Mm-hmm. I do believe that makes up the lion's share of this blend. And then Tennessee is not George Dickel. It is Tennessee Distilling Group. Mm-hmm. And that is very good whiskey, but all they do is source to other companies. And then the New York is Finger Lakes Distilling, which is a wheated whiskey, which makes this a 4-grain.
Oh,
I'm almost sure.
Do you think maybe that was where the funk came in?
No,
the wheated?
Yes, maybe a little bit of that funk and the big sweet on the palate. But then the spice comes in on the back end, I think, from the Tennessee. That Tennessee Distilling Group's got a nice spice on it. The Pursuit is this Pursuit is an adventure in seeking bold flavors. These selected barrels of rye and wheated bourbons were united to create an uncommon whiskey.
So high rye, probably.
Oh, sorry. Rye bourbon and wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
So it says rye and wheated bourbon. I didn't want to get confused. This is not a bur rye or a bourbon rye blend. It is rye-based bourbon and wheat-based bourbon.
Yeah.
That's what that means. So it is a bourbon. Unparalleled combination, has spicy and fruity characteristics. I would agree with this. Yeah. A blend of mash bills to deliver a standout whiskey experience. Enjoy this Pursuit. You know what? Kudos to the guys over at Pursuit United and Bourbon Pursuit. There's not a lot of buzzwords in here. They're not trying to say anything crazy with it.
That was a very good description.
That is an accurate description of what you're getting in the bottle. Mm-hmm. Great looking bottle on the shelf. You're supporting literally enthusiasts from this community that are doing this as a complete passion project. This is very good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with this.
Did I do good, even though you still kind of won?
By 1 point,
Honestly,
and I almost lost.
Yeah, but you have to. I'm gonna give you the W. You have to take it because it's only fair. Because the distillery guess is a bonus guess. It doesn't really count for the points.
Man, yeah, that's. Look, guys, if you haven't tried Pursuit United stuff, you do owe it to yourself. I know the price point for something you haven't tried before could be a little daunting. $80. In my smart, it's like 70 to 80, 65 to 80 maybe. I think I'm going way too high. This might be like 65 to 70.
Okay.
I think it's right in that range, which I think is a great price for what you're getting. Like 50 to 70 bucks, I feel like is in the range that I would want this to be. Smaller company, got to make their ends meet.
Yeah.
So if it's a few bucks more than that, I don't really mind. But this is very good. We have had this in double blind head-to-heads against Weller Foolproof because it is so sweet up front and there's a weeded bourbon element, and then it brings the spice on the back end, and that kind of against Weller Foolproof and the higher proof point. And we both picked this.
What? Spoiler alert.
Check in the back catalog for that video. But yeah, tons of fun. I think I'm up 3-0.
I know. I don't like this. I think I need to reach out to Bill because he has whiskey that we don't have. You're familiar with what we have. I feel like
showing the bottle is helpful for them though, because just having a sample and you don't know anything about it. I might not know anything about it.
That's true.
At least if we have the bottle, I know what it is.
Okay.
You did good by pulling this one.
Okay.
You almost had me.
Yeah.
But she didn't win.
I know.
And she hates losing.
I hate losing.
And I just want both teams to have fun.
I just want to win. And I have lost thrice now. And I'm really getting kind of angry thinking about it. So we're just going to say today's video is done.
Well, I'm not throwing any weeks. I'm a winner for this through and through.
All I do is win, no matter what.
So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, let us know down in the video description let us know down in the comments below. And if you can edit our video description, if you've hacked our channel, maybe you can find a way to get us some more views or something, because that's not our primary focus over here. We just want to hang out and have fun with the community.
Yeah, and win.
One of us. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. What else? Check out our Patreon. If you want shirts like this one, I would give this whiskey a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
If you want to...
You can go to stuffandwhiskey.com.
Yeah. I'm getting all sidetracked in my
Finishing
brain.
your thought.
Sorry, it's just... I'm just blinded by the light of all the spotlights from the wind.
Blinded by the light. Okay. And on that note, thanks for watching. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.
Because I don't know the next word. Blinded by the light.
Revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
Whoa, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I always...
And you know what that means?
No, but I always say the wrong lyric. You know, the misheard lyrics thing?
I don't know what that is for that song.
It's something about a douche.
Oh, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I know it's not the same thing.
Revved up like a deuce, like a little deuce coupe.
Oh.
Another runner in the night, like it's running in the night, like it's a car driving fast, like an old...
Isn't there a Beach Boy song about a deuce coupe?
Yeah. My little deuce coupe. Oh.
How does it go?
The voice is not all the way back yet.
My brain is not working.
I don't know. Isn't it like also a Sheryl Crow song to the exact same melody?
I don't know. I don't know much Sheryl Crow.
Soak up the sun. I got my 45 on.
So
That's, I think that melody.
I could have fun.
I think that melody's from a Beach Boy
rock
song.
On. I'm gonna soak up the sun. Yeah, I don't
my
know.
little deuce coupe. She took that melody.
Everyone takes everyone's melodies. There's nothing new under the sun.